Hi, people. So this is the class for Tuesday, September 14th, because yesterday, Monday, you were supposed to have your diagnostic test. Okay, if not all of you, most of you. But this is going to be your class. Okay, and I'm going to give you also some work for Wednesday and Thursday so that when we meet on Friday, I can open up Moodle for you and you can upload this homework that I'm going to give you today. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, and we're going to start working with unit 11. This is page 105 on your books. Okay, and the name of the unit is called Getting Away. Getting away is an expression used to say like you're going on vacation, you want to escape and go on vacations, okay? So that's why you can see in the first page, in the main page, that we have some pictures, some postcards of 4 different places. For example, we have Costa Rica, and then we have Paris, and we have Thailand, and we have San Francisco. Okay, what are the things that we're going to see in this unit? We're going to look at adjectives. You have already seen adjectives previously in first grade, especially because in first grade you looked at the verb to be. Okay, so when we look at the verb to be, we have in the structure, we see that the verb to be sentence has to be done with a subject, a verb to be, and an adjective or a noun. Okay. Okay. In this case, we're going to continue with adjectives because we're going to be describing places. Okay. And yes, once again, we're going to be looking at the past of the verb to be. A lot of students ask me why some books are so repetitious and why we look at the verb to be over and over and over again. The answer is very simple. Okay, I have a lot of students who are considered advanced or who are considered high intermediate, and they still don't recognize the verb to be as a verb. You know, I say, okay, what part of the sentence is are? And then you say weird things like the noun, or you say weird things like the adjective, or whatever, but you never say the verb. So we have to see this verb again over and over and over again until you finally recognize it as a verb, especially because during the next levels of English, you're going to have to use the verb to be for the present continuous, for the past continuous, and also for passive voice sentences. Okay, so it's very important that if you still don't have the verb to be very clear in your head, okay, that you tell me. Okay, you have to tell me, teacher, no me queda todavía claro porque es un verbo, or whatever question you might have, so that whenever we see each other, or on Friday next week, we can clarify this and leave it settled in your head, leave it clear in your head once and for all. Okay, so we're going to look at the past of be again, and then we're going to look at certain dialogues like reacting to good news. How do you react to good news? What are some phrases in practical English to react to good news and to bad news? Also, we're going to be looking at different vacation activities. And of course, I already told you we're going to look at the past of be. So we're going to look at simple past questions with WH, okay? And then some extra activities. So the first activity here says that I should ask you if you have ever visited Costa Rica, or if you have ever visited Paris or Thailand or San Francisco. Hopefully you have, okay? But in my case, for example, well, I have never been to Costa Rica. I have never been to to Paris, and I have never been to Thailand, but San Francisco I know. Okay. And some things I can say about San Francisco is that it's a very dynamic city. Okay. And I can also say that there are many places to visit for tourists. This is pretty cool. Of course, one of the main attractions is this one, the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, it has a really cool story. Okay. Another one of the touristic attractions are these kind of buses, okay, that they take you throughout practically the entire city, and they have been there for a very, very long time. It's like the oldest mean of transportation in San Francisco. Okay, so what are we going to do? It says, what are some popular places to visit in your country or in your city? Well, everybody knows that Mexico is very famous for having many important touristic places, okay? One of the most famous touristic places that Americans and Europeans like to visit when they come here is obviously Cancun, and we have Playa del Carmen, Puerto Vallarta. There are other places like Puerto Peñasco. What else? Mexico City. It's another place that they really like and enjoy. Practically, practically all of the beaches, especially if they are in the Caribbean. Okay, all of the beaches, but these are just some of the places that Americans really enjoy visiting when they come to Mexico. And of course, if we talk about Chihuahua, maybe they like going to Creel. They love going to the Sierra, and admire the nature and the people from those areas. Okay, so there are many places in Mexico, and some of the reasons why they like to come, well, it's because, of course, for them it's cheaper, right? I mean, they have dollars, they come to Mexico and they spend in pesos, so it's cheaper. That's one reason. And then maybe another reason, okay, maybe another thing for this could be we have some of the really best beaches in the world, okay, because of their color, because of their nature, because of everything that they have in them, right? Hold on. Okay. Also because of the food. Mexico is famous for its gastronomy. If we were to ask what is the main dish or the most important dish that Europeans and Americans and practically everybody around the world recognizes Mexicans by, we would say that it is definitely tacos, I think. Absolutely, and definitely it would be tacos. Okay. What else? Well, because it's pretty, also because of its people. Okay. Mexico has many places with people that are very warm, that are very loving, and tourists really like that about us and about our country. Okay. So that Mexico has many reasons why foreigners come and visit. Okay. Don't forget these places. If you can, write them down on your notebook. You're going to need them, okay? Because we're going to work with them. That's going to be part of your homework, okay? For Wednesday and Thursday, okay? So write down, pause the video. If you have to pause the video, and write the name of these places. And if you can think of any other places that I didn't mention, maybe San Miguel de Allende or Guadalajara or whatever, you're going to use those places later for the activity. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next page. On page 106, we have vocabulary words. It says, where were you? Okay. And right here we have some adjectives that are going to be used to talk about those touristic places. Okay. So for example, we have here exciting, fun, and great. Okay. So if we talk about exciting places, okay, particularly cities, maybe we can say that Ciudad de Mexico is a really exciting place because it has many attractions, okay, or because actually Mexico City has 6 Flags, okay, an amusement park, so you can go to the amusement park. It's really exciting. It's also very fun, okay, very fun, and it's also great. And then great is like a very general, generic adjective you can use great for practically anything. And then we have the adjectives all right. Okay, all right is like, yeah, all right. And then we have okay. Okay, it's in this case, it's abbreviated. The correct way to write okay is like this. Okay. But then maybe you can also see occasionally in American English, they use okay, and then they use okie dokie. Okay, okie dokie. But this is the correct way to write okay. This is the abbreviated version. And in Spanish, we have used this word. We kind of like made it our own. We also say, okay, está bien. But we also use okis. Okay, we use okis or we use oka inclusive. Okay, but it all comes from the word okay. All right. And then we have so-so. So-so means like this. Look at the teacher. Look at me. Okay, so-so. How was the food? It was so-so. Okay, so we have so-so. More or less. We also have adjectives such as awful and terrible. These are good adjectives, because a lot of times we get stuck. We use always the same vocabulary words, always, one after another. And so when we want to talk about something that we don't like, we say, it's bad, and bad. And it's time we start improving our vocabulary. It's time we start using new words, okay, to enrich our vocabulary. And we can use sometimes awful and terrible. Maybe awful and terrible are more than bad, okay, but these are very good adjectives. Okay, so we have terrible. There is an adjective. I'm going to put the adjective here. The adjective is terrific. Okay, and terrific is like the opposite of terrible. A lot of people think that terrific is terrorífico, but it's not. Okay, terrific is actually something good. It means something good. Oh my God, you say you did a terrific, a terrific job. It's like you did a really good job. Okay, so we have terrific. So it could be like opposites, terrific and terrible. Okay, so we have awful and terrible. And then we have boring, okay? Boring and interesting. I want you to look at the word boring, okay? I'm going to focus on the word boring for just a couple of minutes. Okay, we have the word boring, and boring has another adjective that is very similar, but it's bored. I want you to focus your attention here. Mire, ponga atención aquí, ing and ed. Okay, I'm going to give you one phrase. In Spanish we say, no todo lo que brilla es oro. Okay, well, in English, no todo lo que termina en ing y en ed es verbo. Okay, hay adjetivos que terminan con ing y con ed. Métaselo en la cabeza. Okay, acuérdese de eso. No todo lo que termina en ing y en ed es verbo. Tenemos adjetivos con esto. Okay, back to English. Now, if we talk about ings and eds in adjectives, let me tell you something. Okay. For example, sometimes a student says, Ok, a veces el alumno está en clase y dice, bueno, o quiere decir que está aburrido. Ok, quiere decir que la clase está aburrida y está aburrido. So, but he says, teacher, I am boring. O sea, yo no puedo hacer nada. He's boring. Esa es parte de su personalidad. Okay. So when somebody uses an ing, we're talking about the way something is. Okay. For example, in this case, this person is boring. Okay. If we want to talk about a book, we can say the book is boring, is the way the book is. It's like part of the personality part. It's a trait, it's a characteristic of the person. The person or the thing is boring. The class is boring. Bueno, ándele pues. No problem. Okay, but is the way something is. And when we say I am bored, okay, it's a condition. ¿Cómo te sientes? As a condition or state. Okay, es una condición o un estado de ser, estar. Estoy aburrido. No es lo mismo soy aburrido a estoy aburrido. This is the difference, okay? So all of the adjectives that end in ing mean the way something is. For example, he is interesting is the way he is. He is determining, okay? It's telling you, te dice cómo es. He is or she is outstanding. Okay. Te está diciendo cómo es todo con ing. Si termina con ed, es la condición de estar. Okay. Bored, tired, exhausted. Así se siente. Es su condición y es su estado. Okay, so there are two different things. This, we're going to see more about this later in another unit, okay? But I want you to start opening your eyes because this is really, really important in English language, okay? So we have boring and we have interesting. And then we have the adjectives noisy and the adjective quiet. Noisy, look at the picture. Okay, you can look at the girl and how she is holding, she's covering her ears with her hands because this instrument is called a hornet. This instrument is very loud. It makes a lot of noise. So the instrument is noisy. Okay. And we have the opposite of noisy, which is quiet. Okay. Quiet. Somebody or something that is very quiet. All right. So what are you going to do? Okay. You are going to use these adjectives to describe places, cities, okay? You're going to tell me about a city that is exciting, a city that is fun, a city that is great, 3 sentences, a city that is all right, a city that is okay, a city that is so-so, 3 more sentences, that's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to tell me about a city or an activity in a city that is awful, another one that is terrible, something that is boring, or a city that is boring, or an activity that is boring, something that is interesting, noisy, and quiet. For example, noisy, I can think of one and I can say, Mexico City is noisy. Okay, so right here I'm using this, but because you are in 4th grade, you have to make a bigger effort, okay? Because this is a kindergarten sentence. This is 1st grade sentence. Así los hacían en primero. No, we have to make bigger, better sentences, okay? So you're going to say, because. For all of your sentences, include a because. And then you're going to tell me why. Why is Mexico City noisy? Mexico City is noisy because there are many people and many cars. Okay, so now you're telling me why Mexico City is noisy. And you see, this sentence is called a complex sentence. This sentence is not a kindergarten sentence. This is like, we're starting to work with college college level sentence, college level English sentences, okay? So no kindergarten sentence. If you make kindergarten sentences, va a ser trabajo doble o triple, okay? So, asegúrese por favor de que no haga kindergarten sentence. And like I said, you're going to make 12 different sentences, okay? Try to use different cities, okay, so that they match to the different adjectives. Okay, so this is homework number 1. Homework number 2. Let me show you. Homework number 2 is on your workbook. Okay, and so you're going to do page 81. Okay, and page 81 is about the adjectives. See right here we have interest, and so you have to figure out which is which adjective is which. Okay, and practically that will be all. Okay, that's all that you're going to do. Hopefully you don't have any questions, but if you have questions, you can go back to the video and double check the instructions for your homework. Okay, so this is the end. I will see you hopefully next Friday together in Zoom for class with the other part of the group. Okay, so have a very nice day. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you then. Okay, bye.